it's Yamina again, and I am doing a tag video. This is going to be my fifth time trying to do this video. I just deleted what I just did. Okay, so I am doing a Let's Get Cheeky tag. It is a blush based video, and the creator of these questions was originally Blush is Bae, and Elle S, who has a YouTube channel. I saw her actually do this tag recently in December 2020, and she actually said that she added some questions to this tag. So she has a channel. I don't remember if Blushes Bae has a channel. I think I tried to look her up and I didn't see a channel. So there are 18 questions and I'm going to start. So tell your history with blush. Okay, tell your history with blush. Okay, so those are my notes. So my history with blush is that I've always loved the way that babies and women have flushed cheeks, and babies of course don't wear makeup, so that's natural and I love the way it looks. And then with women, I would either be able to tell if it was natural or be able to tell if they were wearing blush. When I couldn't, I would ask them, and I would ask them which blush it was. And I've always loved the look, but I didn't actually start wearing blush myself until Fenty Beauty came out. Prior to Fenty Beauty coming out in 2017, I actually only used a little bit of eyeshadow, mascara, eyeliner, and lipstick, and that was it. And then I would occasionally use the powder foundation by Bare Minerals. So I've had Bare Minerals since the early 2000s, I think, but I've never dabbled into blushes until Fenty Beauty came out. So that's my history. I've always liked it though. So the second question is cream or powder debate. So I didn't know there was a debate, but I can say I prefer powder, even though the first blush I ever used was a cream blush. This is Radique by Fenty Beauty, the matchstick, and I have a few matchsticks and I have one cream blush in a little pan. But yeah, I first started using cream, but I prefer powder myself, and this works well with liquid foundations. It works really well. It's just that I do prefer powders just in general because I love playing with them. And then, what do you prefer, satin shimmer or a matte finish? I prefer any and all three. I don't have a preference amongst the three of them, but I do like all three. And then current favorites. My favorite blushes are, and I am currently using one of them regularly. Okay, current favorites, there we go. Flesh Beauty, right? This is the Pulse blush. I love this one. It's easy to use. It looks good on me without having to tone it down with another color. And then I love this Jouer palette, Bouquet d'Amour. I've been using this for like 3 weeks, I think, right now, maybe 4 weeks, but it's easy to use. It has pretty colors in it, and I've been enjoying it. And then least favorite and least used, or least used. So my least favorite, this is a prior least favorite, okay? I currently can use it now. So this was my least favorite, and it's another Flesh Beauty. It is Fever, and it was a least favorite because I've had this blush for less than a year, and I realized that it was hitting hard pan and I couldn't get the color out, even though it's a super bright color. So I scraped off the top, and I was actually able to use it recently, and I was like, okay, good, it's not dead. But yeah, it was hard to use, and I was kind of surprised because this particular shade is newer than a Pulse one, and the Pulse one never gave me any trouble with not being able to be picked up on a brush. So yeah, I was kind of surprised. But my least used would be, well, yeah, my least used would be this Glamorous palette by BH Cosmetics. It's a beautiful palette. It is one of my, I think it's like the third, fourth blush I've ever bought. And the reason why it's my least used is because the colors are super bright, super pigmented, and it makes me nervous to use it. I noticed from some old pictures that I put it on super bright and didn't tone it down, and it makes me giggle. But It's very usable. It's very pretty, and I'm actually wearing it today. I'm wearing these two colors here, this one and this one, but I tend to use these for um, other times. So actually, in the last 2 weeks, when I was trying to film this video previously, I actually used two of those colors, and then I had to use a lighter color to go over it, so it wasn't super bright. But yeah, least used palette, but I have used it a lot in the last 2 weeks. Okay, so overhyped blush. The overhyped blush would be, where is it? There it is. It's the Orgasm NARS blush. And I say it's overhyped because I don't know how many different people can use this blush, how many different skin tones, but on my skin tone, I cannot use this blush by itself. I actually was scraping it and using a brush, and I was just like, I don't see it. So the only time I actually see it is when I use it over a darker blush. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Yeah, that blush does not show up that well, and I don't know why it's so popular, but anyway. And then they have like a large line of Orgasm base makeup pieces, and I'm just like, okay, it looks good as a lip gloss, but as a blush, I'm just not impressed. So underhyped, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 brands, and the underhyped blushes I would say are Jouer and their palettes. So this is one of their palettes. I love this palette, like I said. And then I have another blush palette by them, and it is this Rose Cut Gems. Beautiful. I haven't used it yet because I want to kind of keep it fresh and not dip into all of my blushes at the same exact time. And then I would say their blush duos. They have blush duos. I think they have 4 or 5 blush duos, and I had one of them, the rose gold one. It was a shimmer and a matte, and it was super pretty, and I actually finished it. I used it so much. I finished it in 2019 or early 2020. I think I finished it in 2019, and I had it for maybe a year, but I love that palette. It's super pretty. It was a duo, like I said. And then another underhyped one is the Iman Cosmetics blush. I think they have 4 shades or 3 shades of blushes. This one is called Peace. It is a blushing powder. It is super bright, but it can be adjusted by itself to not be super bright on my skin, and I love it. It's super pretty. It's a berry color, and I love berries and corals and pink, so it's just the kind of blush I like. And then, which is my other unique one, I mean underhyped BH Cosmetics. Here we go. This one. So these are more blush duos. Considering that they're super inexpensive, I don't remember the cost because I believe I bought these 2 or 3 years ago. I don't remember the cost, but they just go on the skin super pretty, super bright, and then you can adjust it on your skin with the blush itself and not have to use another one. But yeah, super pretty. And let's see, next question. Oldest blush. Okay, oldest blush. My oldest blush would be this one. This was one of the first matchsticks that I bought when Fenty Beauty came out, and this is definitely the oldest one, Riddick. And then I bought these probably soon after when I discovered BH Cosmetics. So those would be my oldest. And I have a few other matchsticks, but this one and Yacht Life I bought specifically as blushes, but I think Yacht Life's a little bit newer. And then 9th question, newest blush. That would be the Melt Cosmetics Nevermore Blush Light. It's Nevermore is the shade name, and it's a blush light, and it is right here. I've only swatched it twice, and it's a beautiful color that I like by itself. I will not need to use it with anything darker or anything lighter to make it pretty. It's perfect, just perfect. Okay. And then, do you prefer individual pans or palettes? I like both. Simple answer. Both. Most unique blush you own. Okay. I would say, I'm going to say 3 of them. My most unique one is the Cream Blush by Fenty Beauty in Summertime Wine, which is this one. I haven't used it yet because I'm kind of scared to like mess it up, and I have other blushes opened right now. But this is the only cream blush that I have in a pan like this, so that's unique for that. And then my other unique one is, oh no, I put it away. Is the Chantecaille Wild Horse Joy blush, and I'm going to have to be super careful because this thing will fall all over the place. Okay. And it looks like this. And Angela, who's a Chantecaille rep, said that that is an overspray, so the blush will be more matte. But I haven't used it yet because I don't want the horse to go away yet. But it's super pretty. It's unique in my collection. It's the only one that I have that's embossed. I believe that's the correct word. And then my other unique one is this one. It's a face palette by Museum of Ice Cream and Sephora. And it is like this. I actually have the plastic over it, so it looks like that. And that's a shimmer blush in the center, shimmer matte blush in the center, super pretty. And then a matte blush in the center on the bottom, and that's super pretty. I think this palette is super cute, and it's unique. And the blushes are a little bit patchy upon first application, but I can work with them and make them look nice and even, and they're super pretty and they're fun to use when I use them. Let's see, next question is, blushes on your wish list. 1, 2, 3. So I would like to try a Laura Mercier blush. I've always had my eye on them because I love their translucent setting powders. So I would love to try one of their blushes. And I'm interested in trying M Cosmetics blushes. I know a few people who have those as their favorites on YouTube. And then I would like to try the Rare Beauty blush. That looks super unique, and it looks like it would be fun to play with, but it also looks like less is more for that blush, so I will have to be careful once I do get it. And I prefer personally to get it as a mini, so I'm going to keep my eye out on them bringing back their minis, because I know they had some special sets that were out like in November, I believe. So I'm going to keep an eye out, see if they get more minis in, and try those. Okay, 13th question. Are there any discontinued blushes you wish would come back? I would say Laura Mercier had a blush palette in 2019 and 2018 that I wanted to try. I think there were 2 blush palettes, and the only reason why I didn't buy them is because they were expensive for me, and I was waiting for a discount or something, so I didn't buy them. I would love for those to come back. I thought the packaging was beautiful, and I thought the shades inside were beautiful, and the 2020 palette did not impress me enough to get it, so I didn't get that. But I thought the 2019 palette for sure was super pretty, and I wish I would have gotten it. Okay, favorite brushes or tools. My favorite tool is, I have 3 of these blush brushes, and they are Real Techniques blush brushes, and they work very well. I like brushes that are less densely packed for blushes, and I have 3 of those. And then I have a few other blush brushes that are specifically said to be for blushes, and they don't look like that. I use them. It depends on which blush I'm using, if I'll use it with that particular brush. But yeah, I have multiple brushes, but those 3, I have 3, like I said, are my favorite particular blush brushes. Okay. Do you like to wear a lot or little? I like to wear blush, so I like it to be noticeable when I am wearing it. Most of the time, I don't wear blush if I am not wearing foundation, and if I do wear it without foundation, then I'll just make it kind of subtle. But if I am wearing foundation, I want it to be noticeable, and I want it to be not super bright, because I did that once. I had it super bright before, and I will never do it like that again. But yeah, I like it to be noticeable but not super bright and too contrasting with my skin tone. Okay. Favorite blush trends or placements. I love blush draping. Elle S, Laura May Beauty, both wear blush draping, which is like right under the eyes and on the cheeks and in this temple area. And I think that's really pretty. And I know Oh wait, I don't know if she's on YouTube. But yeah, there are different people that wear blush draping, and I think it looks really pretty. It's just not for me. I don't wear that. But I do like my placement just to be on my cheeks, not always smile when I apply my blush to make sure it looks even. Because I notice when I don't smile and apply my blush, I'm just like confused if it looks right. But yeah, I always smile and then I apply it. But yeah, blush draping I think is super pretty. I just won't be trying it myself. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Okay, 17 is thoughts on eyeshadow as blush. I would say no. I will not be trying that because I like my blush brushes to be really big, and the eyeshadow pans are already small. Especially the pans that I like, they're really small, and I don't feel comfortable dipping my brush into a pan that's too tiny. And then on top of that, like, I don't think most of my eyeshadow colors are shades that I would like as blushes, so I will not be trying that. I think it's fine if anyone else does that, obviously, because what someone else does is not what I'm gonna do. But I do believe in using a blush as an eyeshadow, which I've done before. I've used my little, these pans when I went back home to New York City in 2018. I actually used these as eyeshadow when I didn't feel like pulling out the single eyeshadow palette that I had brought with me back home for my trip. So yeah, this was pretty as an eyeshadow because it gave me a flusher color without being bright and without me having to do a whole lot of work to get a nice eyeshadow look. Okay, last question. Last question. Let me not delete this video after I do this. Okay, if you could create a perfect blush, what would it look like? Okay, so I have no thoughts on that, or I should say I would not be interested in creating the blush. My thing that I would like to do, which I'm not going to do because I don't want a whole lot of excess makeup and I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on just having a whole bunch of stuff, is if I was in a different frame of mind, I would buy one blush from each brand to try each of them because I think blushes are that much fun. But I will not do that. And yeah, I don't need to create a palette because there are so many palettes that exist. There are so many blushes that exist as singles, and they're all pretty looking, even if they wouldn't work on my skin tone because they might be too light. I think there's so many that exist right now. I wouldn't want to contribute to that. I just would like to have all of them as one individual one that I own, if I could. But I will not be doing that because that's not something I really would want to fulfill. So okay, so my video is done. Yay! Yay! I'm not going to delete this video, and I will upload it as soon as I get internet access again, which will be in a couple of days, it looks like. But have a great week. Have a great day. And if you have any questions in the comments, you can ask me. And if you would like to tell me what your favorite blush or blushes are, I would love to hear that because I love to discuss makeup in the comments. So let me know. And otherwise, take care. And I will talk to you all later when I do another upload. Okay, bye.